is I think back about 2 months ago. It was about 6 o'clock one morning. I had a call. I know exactly where I was standing in my home, and I had a call, and I knew it was probably Armstrong because he gets up early and oftentimes calls me very early. And he called me, and I know I was upstairs, and I ran to the phone. I picked it up. I said, "Hello, Armstrong. Good morning." And he asked me if I would like to join himself and Dr. and Ms. Carson and Terry Giles and his wife and Logan and Penny and come to Israel. And I was just dumbfounded. I was so overwhelmed. I'm not sure I knew. I couldn't tell you what I said other than that very quickly I'm honored. I know I said that, but what an honor to come to a place where Jesus Christ was born and where he preached and lived and died.
Together. Achad, Shnayim, Shalom.
Wow, following on what Bill said, it was a lifelong dream of mine to visit Israel, but I'll be honest, I was afraid. I'm not a brave person, and I hear about all the things that go on in this part of the world. But when Logan said, "Do you want to go to Israel with Armstrong?" I said, "Yes, yes." I didn't even think about being afraid. It was just, I want to go, you know, here's my opportunity, and I have just loved being here. It's been fun. I am a ruins buff. I love to visit ruins, and I've seen Greek ruins and Roman ruins and Aztec ruins, and now I got to see Hebrew ruins. It's one more notch in my belt. That's been exciting and happy for me.
You see the road that climbs to up this hill, and there is a white yes. After the hospitals were taken, and all the United Nations posts, when you see really belong to 5 years ago, we talked about it. Very important.
All the way.
I'm moved by the fact that they are people of faith also, and they believe in their fellow man, and they say repeatedly that a lot of the people in these countries around them, countries that are hostile toward them, the people themselves in many cases are not hostile or are not bad people, that they're being stirred up by a radical faction. And it's somewhat like some of the situations in the United States where people are relatively peaceful, but outsiders come in and agitate and create problems. You multiply that by several fold, and you get what you got around here.
To travelers along the road of life who have fallen asleep at the wheel, to the many who woke up in time to avert disaster and get back on the righteous path. For the ones who crashed and survived and now adhere vigilantly to a virtuous and righteous path. Finally, Armstrong Williams' much-anticipated new book, Reawakening Virtues, gives his insights into these daily challenges and much more. Reawakening Virtues is available in bookstores and at Amazon.com.
I certainly have felt a personal connection to being here. I am somebody who just loves history and being on the site of where things have happened. So it's been a real experience to visit places that people have been, that I've read about for years. My own faith is Christian, and to see the sites where Jesus performed his miracles and spent his ordinary life, that's been a real thrill. But it's also, honestly, it's been equally fulfilling and rewarding for me to see the Hebrew history, because Christianity comes out of Judaism. I mean, you can't take one without the other, and just to have that full experience from before through the life of Christ and to where we are now.
You know that in Israel, we've got the highest birth rate in the West. And really, a palace, but within a fortress, which was his style. And each town. Which is where you tap into an existing source of water that's running underground. If anybody read the Torah portion of yesterday,
but this particular story was conveyed to us by our second guide. He was saying that along one of the street corners, his babysitter, his kid's babysitter, who's 26, she was just standing there waiting for a bus, and one of the extremists came and killed her with a knife. They just kept, and it, you know, she had, maybe I think it was 2006, he said that she had been attacked before, but she said she wasn't going to let fear overtake her, that would be like giving in to them, that she would not allow them to scare her to the point where she wouldn't do what she would normally do. So she felt, you know, that was like giving in to them and giving them power over her. So she would continue with the things that she would usually do. And here it was a few years later, and she actually got killed. And it just, that kind of thing it just rips your heart out to know that a person can't just catch the bus. The only reason she was killed because she was of a different faith. It's wrong.
So now, why do we have a concrete wall around this little place? Gillis, this is the hematologist oncologist who is.
Just put it. Yeah, and then speak to him. You can,
I appreciate you guys, all your hard work. We just saw a bunch of American soldiers at the place where we had lunch.
Still hiding money under your mattress? Anderson Brothers Bank can help your money grow exponentially, servicing your every banking need. The team of professionals here at Anderson Brothers Bank raise and truly nurture your investments as if though they were their own. Trust our experts to take care of your hard-earned money, making your money work for you. Check out our online website at abbank.com. Again, that's abbank.com.
This is our third day in Israel, and Dr. Carson was exposed to something that is rare in Israel. He had a chance to go inside to see the tunnels that the terrorists built and the impact that they had and what the Israelis has learned from it. And also he got a chance to fly over in a helicopter with a former Israeli general to really see close firsthand just how small this territory is. Dr. Carson?
And getting that overall perspective was really quite valuable. Seeing how very close the enemies of Israel are and the threats that they face on a daily basis. And then being able to go down into the tunnels and see the proximity that they provided for the enemies to get right into the territories, potentially kidnap people, to wreak havoc with bombs and other things. And these are problems that are ongoing. And a lot of it has to do with the proximity of a nation that is really quite small. It's about the size of New Jersey, quite frankly. Could you imagine New Jersey being surrounded by a bunch of enemies and still being able to thrive, still having great deal of innovation and optimism? That's what we have with Israel. A very, very strong ally, and something definitely worthy of people investing some time to learn about. You look much better than your skin.
אתה נראה יותר טוב מהצילום שלך.
טוב, עברו 4 ימים.
I didn't expect to see such a good active person.
הוא לא ציפה, הוא ראה את הצילומים שלך קודם, והוא לא ציפה לראות אדם כל כך פעיל וכל כך ערני כמוך.
ברוך השם, ברוך השם. זה בזכות הצוות. זכות עם ישראל שמתפללים.
It's a time of miracles.
גם עם ישראל מתפללים, כולם מתפללים.
But it's thanks to the staff and thanks to the prayers of all the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we believe in healing.
And since this is the holiday of miracles, Hanukkah, so we have our own living miracle.
No question about it.
ואני מאחל לך הצלחה גדולה שתהיה נשיא, בעזרת השם.
And he has to say that his children were born, were born in our second campus on Mount Scopus. These two twins. So it's Hadassah. One way or the other, you can't run away.
מה? לא הבנתי.
אני אומרת שאתה...
So let's go.
So are all of the ORs down here?
No, these are inpatient ORs. The operating rooms in current use will be used for outpatient. One of the problems with building operating rooms in the 4th basement is people live here for 24 hours on call, so it has to be livable. And so one of the things that we wanted to really, things we told the architects were, try to make it livable. And they said, that's our job. So there are pictures all over the place, and it's not like this institutional
sterility that you know.
We certainly led the country in this healthcare service.
I've been very much inspired by what's going on here, particularly here at this hospital and knowing the history of it. But we just hope that the people of Israel, who are very inspirational and optimistic, will keep us in their thoughts and prayers. This has been a wonderful fact-finding tour. We've learned a lot, and it will impact significantly as we consider what our future course will be in terms of leadership.
I'm an Israeli. I served 6 years in the army. Sir, I want to give you my pin. This is the king of the city of Jerusalem. Brings great luck from my experience. בבקשה.
I don't know what you said, but I said Torah.
Amen. Hold as well.
Find Armstrong Williams every Monday in the Washington Times on Sirius XM 110 Monday through Friday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Facebook and Twitter at A Rightside. Make way for television's newest owner as he trailblazes to instill the core values in which not only this country was built upon, but what makes us the exact envy of the world.
Well, we're wrapping up our trip to Israel, and this is one of the real highlights, being in the city of David, a place that we in America, who are Christians and Jews, hear about from the time that you can remember. This wall here is at least 2,000 years old. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, well, you know, it was the foundation wall of the temple, and the thing of it was Herod built this, and you see how rough it is. Our guide was telling us how, because it's rough, this would have been foundation walls, and they weren't seen for 2,000 years. So we're seeing something that even the people back then hadn't seen. So I mean, I thought that was thrilling as well.
And it's particularly fitting to be here at this season of the year, Christmas season. David, of course, being an ancestor of Christ. And it's just very humbling and very inspirational to be in the same place as so many of the characters in the Bible. People with great strength and fortitude who are inspirations for all of us.
I'm the Director of International Affairs for we invested a lot of it's a religious and I don't envy the leadership of Israel that has to make difficult decisions. It doesn't mean that really he built monumental structures all over this country.
So as we wrap incredible week in the holy city of Israel, going from Tel Aviv and now Jerusalem, and our wonderful guide, tell us where we are and the importance of these walls as it relates to the Railing Wall, where people come and pray. You can see people have left messages in the wall, so tell us where we are and the historical significance of it.
Sure, so what you can see right over here, this is bedrock of Mount Moriah. This is bedrock of the Temple Mount itself. These are the first layer of stones of the Western Wall built by Herod. These are stones that were foundation level. These were not seen for 2,000 years. Even during the time of the temple itself, nobody saw these stones. These were underground. It's only in the last few years that these stones, the very first stones of the Western Wall, where people have been praying for so long, these stones were uncovered. And as you said, you could see the notes here slip between these ancient stones, these prayers to the ancient God of the Bible, that people still come here today and connect with the history and significance of the city of David in ancient Jerusalem.
You spent your time in New Jersey and you decided to come home.
Yes, Israel is the home of the Jewish people and
the Christian people.
And the Christian people.
And the Muslim people.
And the Muslim people.
Yes.
Jerusalem has the three great monotheistic faiths all here united in this city. And one of the things that I always say is I was born in a great country and I got to move to a great country. I feel very fortunate of my roots growing up in the United States, growing up in New Jersey, and I feel blessed to have been privileged to move here to Israel and live here today.
And thank you for joining us on our journey to the Holy Land, and hope that someday you come soon and realize that the Bible is just not some theater, it's not some adventure that people write about. It is a living Bible, and the artifacts here and those who have been empowered to rediscover this city has proven time and time again that David, Jeremiah, they all lived during that time.
Absolutely.
So the rabbi will walk up to the wall, the rabbi.
In such a place as this, where so many wonderful people that God has blessed has been before, and we ask that those same blessings